Yeah, you definitely need to access the spiritual
See,
viewpoint. You
because you
can't find your birthright life by just focusing on the physical. That's not possible.
because you never really got there until you stepped out from ego completely.
I had a glimpse of it that helped me step out from ego, though.
It must be a
I grasped the concept of a birthright life before I was able to actually perceive that ego was separate from my person.
mm-hmm.
Um,
See, now if you could create a process that a portion of people that tried could walk that path
that's what I'm
that
doing.
you took.
That is what I'm doing.
You're never going to reach 100%. If you reached anything over 20%, I'd be
The whole world would flip on its axis.
yeah. But yeah, the people that try to walk that path, if you get results at all from 100 people that try to walk that path, if you get 3 or 4 that actually
Interestingly enough, just last week I had a guy. I've been working with him for 2.5 years. Had a very bad back problem. I was helping him maintain his ability to work and to continue life on a diminished pain experience, but still not vitality oriented. The other day, and we've been exploring the spiritual, but the other day I applied this birthright technology to his condition, and I said, okay, stand up, and he stood up, and just like a little boy, and kind of like trotted around the room, and with a big smile on his face, and everything was different. And I've been working on him for 2.5 years physically to try and resolve his problem, and it would not resolve. Could not resolve until we dealt with the underlying spiritual uh, boulder that was blocking his path of healing. As soon as that boulder was out of the way, everything physically just went back to healthy, normal, and he was fine. And I mean, literally stood up without assistance from his hands, and he'd never done that in the time I've known him. Just stood up out of the chair like it was the normal, natural thing to do.
Yeah, I think that anybody that wanted a piece of that pie would.
Well, if you believe it, some people probably would never believe it.
See, but to get to a point of understanding and
being able to accept it,
and then actually putting a procedure there where you can even have success like that a percentage of the time, it just seems like
it's there. It's already there. I've already done it.
Because I know over the decades that you've been a massage therapist, because you tell me stories of even when you were starting out back in Holland, where you that one guy with that lump that from the surgery,
his belly, dissolved. It's incredible.
Yeah. And so you've been kind of hit and miss, where with some people you've really connected and nailed things.
And the thing is it's really not about me. It's about the person. It's about the person and whether I'm hitting them at a time in which they're willing to let go of whatever it is that they need to let go of in order to have healing take place. Jesus talked about, when he would do healing, he actually, constantly in the Bible would refer back to your faith has made you whole. Thank God, your faith in God has made you whole. Your faith has made you whole. He didn't really claim a whole lot of healing, to his own power, because I think he really understood the situation is without the person's willful embracing of the healing process and letting go of whatever it is that they're holding on to, he was powerless because of free will. You see, the person who he healed, one of the people who he healed of blindness, what he told them to do was to go to this river where everyone defecated in and did their laundry in. They did all of the stuff. They took their animals down to wash the animals off, from the mud of the fields and all of this stuff, and in the place that you wouldn't ever drink out of it, And he told the guy to go down to that river, which is actually, like one of the most scummy realities in the whole world, and put his hands in the mud of this river and rub his eyes with this mud. And who was going to do that? Only a person that believed strongly enough that that would cause his healing, would do that. He had to have enough faith in what he was doing that he would be healed, because otherwise he would have just contracted some kind of horrible disease in his eyes, but he was already blind. I mean,
We'd have to put a lot of credibility into that healer's.
yeah. But so it was the faith that healed him. It was his own faith in the process, his own trust in God. It was his own trust in, what he'd heard about Jesus. But then there were the other people who didn't trust Jesus at all. They thought he was a quack. They thought he was a nutcase. They thought it was, just maybe they thought he was satanic. And if they had eaten it with that idea in mind, it's the same thing with nowadays. People do fire walks. You go in there and you believe fully, just totally believe that your feet are going to be fine, and you're going to walk across that fire, and you come out on the other end totally unscathed. That's exactly what happens. You go there with doubt in your mind, and you're going to burn. I've seen both. I've seen the people walk it and experience the flame as nothing, and I've seen people walk it and have blisters all over their feet.